You felt you had a problem with your nose and you wanted it made smaller, yeah?
Yeah.
So, as we understand it, you actually consider what you've got now as a disfigurement and you're having difficulty smelling.
Well, I can't smell and I can't actually breathe through my nose anymore.
How long ago was this up?
It was in January, so about
My
6,
word.
7 months.
Yeah.
Was it the first surgery you'd had on your nose?
It was the second.
Second. So you'd already had it reduced once?
I did, but I felt like the difference was very minimal.
OK, so where did you go for this surgery? How did you research it? How did you find the surgeon?
So basically, I saw a surgeon on Instagram, which I basically stalked him for about 2 years and he looked absolutely amazing.
So you were looking at all pictures of work he'd done?
Yeah,
with people,
so I looked at a lot of different options, but to me, he was like the best in the world. He just looked absolutely unreal, so I ended up going to Ukraine and having a surgery there.
He was in the Ukraine?
Yeah.
Why didn't you look for a surgeon here? I mean, there's lots of very good surgeons. You've had other surgeries
There is,
here.
and I think my first nose surgery was on Harley Street with obviously a British surgeon, and I just felt like the results were very conservative and very like minimal, which is not. I didn't want it to look freakish, but I just wanted it to look quite small.
So you didn't
and
think
cute.
you would find a British surgeon or a surgeon working in Britain who would give you the smallest nose that you wanted?
Well, I just felt like when I saw this guy, I felt like he would do exactly what I did want.
Yeah.
So.
But the thing you exactly wanted, surgeons wouldn't do here, am I right? Because it was too small.
I didn't think they would be able to, yeah.
Yeah. You didn't think, or you knew they wouldn't be able to?
It's very unlikely.
Very unlikely.
Yeah.
So you thought, I'm going to have to go somewhere else for this.
So
OK.
why do you consider, before we get on to the lack of smell and whatever, why do you consider what we're physically looking at now as a disfigurement?
Because I have to tape it still 20 hours a day. So because it's morning now, this is the best it's going to look. But if you see me in like 3 hours, 4 hours, it'll start swelling and swelling and getting wider. So this is the best that it does
When
look.
you say tape it, what do you mean?
I mean, I have to literally use a roll of medical tape and tape it up like all over.
Look, Dr. Sarah has stayed on to talk to you about this, and when Chloe's talking to me, this is, you know, she's seeking perfection, and it must be really awful for you not to have what you want when you look in the mirror. What's causing that swelling, do you think?
Well, unfortunately, once you've had a surgery to your nose already, your nose is somewhat fragile. You've already got scar tissue on the inside, you've got, you know, tissue that's not as strong as the tissue it had been. And so when you then go on to have another surgery, that's breaking it down even further and causing further damage within the nose. So I think it's the consecutive surgeries that may have triggered that off.
And why wouldn't surgeons in this country carry out an operation to make a really small nose, which is what Chloe wanted?
I mean, firstly, because of the fragility that may arise. Most doctors don't want to have those kind of complications under their name. Also, the smaller the nose, the harder the access into the nose to actually do the operation. And so you may not get the cosmetic results you want, and that's where complaints come in. And so a lot of UK doctors would stop at the point at which they think, actually, I'm not going to achieve what I want.
Chloe, what is next for you? Where do you take this now? I mean, obviously, it's an intolerable situation. 6 months have passed.
Yeah.
How do you see the future? What do you want to do next?
I mean, do you mean with my nose?
Yeah, can you have it corrected, or what happens?
Well, I really actually hate having surgery. I don't actually like it, and but I am going to have to get my nose fixed. So I've got to wait until January until somewhere else can kind of correct it for me.
Well, so that it's not as fragile as it is now. Is it correctable, Sarah?
I'm sure there will be ways to correct it, absolutely. I'm sure you'll find someone, and preferably in the UK, you know, registered here. But certainly you have to wait until the nose is at its absolute strongest before that.
This is what I worry about with operations abroad. Aftercare. I mean, there's bound to be, Sarah, I would worry that, you know, there's seepage, the wound's not healing, there's swelling, there's something that you want to go back not just to any doctor, but to the doctor that carried out the procedure. That's one of the things that would put me off from going abroad.
Yeah, absolutely. I would want to make sure that I had open communication with my surgeon, and I'd want to make sure that someone's visiting me, you know, daily after the operation, making sure that the wound's healing, that I've been discharged by the doctor that did it.
Yeah.
And I worry that doing that abroad means that you may not get that kind of full-on.
Has it put
aftercare.
you off having any other surgery?
Well, to be honest, because it's not just how the nose is that was so bad. Like, I actually woke up during surgery and loads of other things happened whilst we were there. So it was just a disaster
Just a
from the
nightmare.
get-go. It was just a nightmare.
But does that mean you won't ever have any more surgery on anything?
Well, I have to because I need to get my nose fixed. So I can't...
No, I mean,
rule
apart
it
from your
out.
nose, because you've had lips done and
I have,
fillers
yeah.
and... Do you have anything else now?
I'm not ruling it out, but I just don't fancy anything at the minute.
Well, we hope you do find somebody to...
Thank you.
to
I
help
just feel like
fix it.
it's such a vanity thing, and I feel kind of embarrassed to come on and talk about it because it is so stupid. But I think when
Well,
people...
it's not stupid if you can't breathe.
No, exactly. Yeah, I can't actually breathe. I wake up with a nosebleed still. Like, it is quite bad. Like, I can't smell perfume or anything.